my best friend, so I made him regret ever meeting me. You ever have that one moment when your whole world collapses and the people you trusted most are the ones who lit the match? That was me. My name's Emily, and this is the story of how I went from being this sweet girlfriend everyone pitied to the woman my ex still has nightmares about. Because when he cheated on me with my best friend, I didn't scream. I planned. If you've ever been betrayed by someone who thought you'd just take it and cry quietly, hit that like button. Because this story, it's for everyone who's ever been underestimated, disrespected, or made to feel small, and who came back stronger. I used to think Jason was my forever. We met at a charity event, one of those awkward fundraisers with bad jazz music and fancy appetizers that look like art. He was charming, confident, and had this smile that could melt glass. We started dating, and within months, he made me believe I was the luckiest girl alive. And then there was Chloe, my best friend since high school. We were inseparable. Sleepovers, road trips, inside jokes that made zero sense to anyone else. She was practically family. If someone had told me that those two, Jason and Chloe, would be the reason I'd question everything I knew about love and loyalty, I'd have laughed in their face. But betrayal doesn't knock. It kicks the door in when you least expect it. It was a Friday night. I'd left work early to surprise Jason. I had his favorite dinner packed, some wine, and a movie queued up. When I reached our apartment, I noticed his car outside. The lights were on, music was playing. I smiled. I thought, perfect, he's home. But when I opened the door, something felt wrong. Laughter. A woman's laughter. And not just any laugh, Chloe's laugh. That sound used to make me smile. But that night, it felt like knives. I walked toward the living room, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. And then I saw them both, Jason and Chloe, together, on our couch. You know how people say in shocking moments, time slows down? They're right. Everything went silent. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. I just stood there, frozen, watching my world fall apart in front of me. They didn't even notice me at first. When Jason finally looked up, his face went pale. He stuttered, "Emily, it's not what it looks like." I almost laughed. Not what it looks like? Jason, there's literally no other way for this to look. Chloe tried to grab my hand, her voice trembling. Please." I stepped back. "Don't," I said quietly. "Just don't." And then I left. No yelling, no tears, not yet. Because in that moment, I wasn't going to give them the satisfaction of seeing me break. The days after that were a blur. I stopped eating, barely slept, and stared at my phone, wondering if I should block them or burn the whole apartment down. Jason called. Chloe texted. Apologies, excuses, begging. I ignored them all. Everyone told me to move on, but they didn't get it. It wasn't just betrayal, it was humiliation. They thought I was weak. They thought I'd just disappear quietly. That's when something inside me changed. The sadness, gone, replaced with a cold, sharp kind of focus. I started remembering things Jason had told me about work, his dad's company, and those little shortcuts he took to impress clients. He once bragged about moving money between accounts to smooth deals over. At the time, I thought it was harmless. Now, it sounded illegal. And for Chloe? Well, she'd been bragging about a huge opportunity, a PR job at a top firm. She'd finally made it, she said. Yeah, I'd make sure that dream didn't last long. For the next few weeks, I played the part of the broken ex-girlfriend. Quiet, invisible, off everyone's radar. But behind the scenes, I was collecting everything. Texts, screenshots, voice notes, bank info Jason had stupidly left saved on our shared laptop. I found proof, fake invoices, off-the-record payments, and emails with words like, "keep this between us." It was all there. As for Chloe, she'd sent me plenty of messages over the years. Messages where she bragged about manipulating clients, lying in pitches, even flirting with investors to close deals. I took screenshots of everything. One night, I poured a glass of wine, stared at my laptop, and whispered, "Let's do this." First up, Jason. His dad's company had a compliance department and an anonymous reporting portal. I uploaded everything, every file, every screenshot, every note. Within days, whispers started spreading. Then came the audits. And finally, Jason's name was on the chopping block. He was fired within a week. His dad was furious, his reputation ruined. Jason tried to call me again. This time I answered. All I said was, "You should have kept your hands clean and off Chloe." Then I hung up. Next was Chloe. I waited until the day before her big job interview. Then I sent her potential employer an anonymous email with screenshots of her private messages about deceiving clients and using personal tactics to get ahead. 2 days later, I got a text from Chloe. It just said, "They rejected me. Did you do this?" I didn't reply. Some silence is louder than words. I moved out quietly, left a short note on the kitchen counter for Jason. "Thanks for showing me who you really are. You both deserve each other and everything that's coming next." A month later, I got a message from him. It just said, "You ruined my life." And for the first time in weeks, I smiled. I typed back, "No, Jason, you ruined mine first. I just returned the favor." He never replied. You'd think I'd feel amazing, powerful, untouchable, victorious, and for a while, I did. But here's the thing nobody tells you about revenge. It doesn't erase the hurt. It just gives it a prettier disguise. Some nights, I'd still think about Chloe, the friend I grew up with, or Jason, the man I thought would be my forever. I realized I didn't just lose them. I lost the version of myself that trusted too easily, that loved without doubt. But maybe that's not all bad. Because the woman I became afterwards, she doesn't beg for respect anymore. She commands it. If there's one thing I learned from all this, it's that revenge might feel satisfying, but healing, real healing, starts when you stop letting them live rent-free in your head. Sometimes silence isn't just revenge, it's freedom. If this story gave you chills or made you cheer even a little, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, do you think Emily went too far, or did Jason and Chloe get exactly what they deserved? Make sure to subscribe for more real-life stories of betrayal, karma, and the kind of revenge that hits where it hurts.